Hello fellow language learning nerds, welcome to another video. Today's video is my Japanese bookshelf, yay! This again is the series I do where I introduce you to one of the books on my metaphorical Japanese bookshelf. So it's either a book that's designed to help you learn Japanese or it's a book written in Japanese. And today it's a book written in Japanese, yay! It's a manga, yay! More manga! Today's manga is actually a volume 2 of something that I had talked about before, and that is SpyxFamily, yay! Everyone's been talking about this one because it's currently airing. It's first season of its anime version, and everyone's loving it, including me. I love it so much. I love Anya. I was originally going to just read volume 1 of SpyxFamily in Japanese because I'm currently caught up with the whole series in English. So the idea was I read volume 1 in Japanese for some good language learning practice for reading, and then a little break and then move on to another manga in Japanese. But I was just enjoying it so much, I just love this series so much that I couldn't resist getting volume 2. So it will probably be absolutely no surprise to anyone to hear that I still really enjoyed reading this. Yes, I love it. Just in case you don't know anything about the story, maybe you've been avoiding it because everyone's been talking about it too much, just a quick explanation. There is a family. Daddy is a spy, mummy is an assassin, and daughter is someone who can read people's minds. Hilarity ensues. I still enjoyed the artwork, the humour, the action, just all good. As for actually reading it, as a positive, I found that my brain was able to read for much longer before it started to just break down and I would have to take a break. Roughly, I think it was roughly about 20 pages of reading I could do for this volume before I had to like put it down and be like, I'm gonna do something else. And that is definitely an improvement on things I had done before. So I feel like my brain has, its stamina has built up for using Japanese. I've even found that for my conversation classes as well. Like I've actually extended them a little bit, but that can be talked about in another video. And while my reading stamina has definitely improved, I definitely really enjoyed that. I enjoyed realizing that, and I was like, yes. On the flip side, the thing that I did have trouble with, that kind of annoyed me the most when reading, was with vocabulary. I think, of course, you wouldn't be surprised to know that there's a bunch of like spy, espionage vocabulary, which I'm not necessarily going to have already known before going into this series as a whole. But also I found once the chapters where Anya goes to school started happening, there was a bunch of vocabulary to do with that my brain was like, and not just a bunch of new vocabulary popping up, but like I would look up that word a couple of times, and then usually if you keep having to look up a word, your brain starts to be like, oh, I'm starting to remember this word now. But my brain did not. Like 20 times it felt like I had to look up the same word, and my brain would just be like, I've never seen this word before. And I'm like, in the last half an hour, you've read it 5 times, brain. Come on. There was a little something unique about reading this particular volume, these particular chapters, that I hadn't had with anything else. I'd had it with a little bit of Demon Slayer. Okay, I'll just explain. So there was 2 episodes of the anime that I watched that I happened to have read just a few days before. So like one week I'd sit down for a reading session. I managed to get through a bunch, say a few chapters, And then that weekend when I'd sit down to watch the episode, it would be those chapters that I had read, and the same happened the following week as well. I found what that did was that it helped me with my listening. So I had been concentrating, going through this dialogue through the week, that when I was sitting down to watch the anime, it was just a little bit easier to recognize vocabulary when I was listening to the episode that those chapters were based on. And I really enjoyed that. I really liked that. I hadn't noticed it a little bit before. When I was reading Demon Slayer, I'd read the beginning of the manga, and then a while later I just happened to put on the first episode just as like background while I was doing stuff. And again, I also found that it was a little bit easier to pick up what they were saying. I think this goes to like, because I was reading it in Japanese, I couldn't just like casually just go through the pages reading, so nice and easy. Like with every word I had to be like, what does it mean? And so with that extra concentration with reading, it was, when I was watching the episode, it was just so much easier to recall kind of what the characters are meant to be saying, or what they're meant to be talking about. I don't know, it might be worth doing that with some other stuff that I read. Like if I know that there's an anime of it, then maybe I could, after I've read a manga or a few chapters, maybe I can stick the anime on, and maybe that will help with my listening practice as well. Who knows? So yeah, really enjoyed reading this one. I definitely want to read more, but I might switch to some other manga for language practice. I know, as I said, I had a bit of difficulty with the vocabulary in this, so I might pick something based on my assumptions that it would have easier vocabulary in there. Whether that actually works out, I don't know, but I'll find out, I guess. Actually, I enjoyed reading this so much that it really got me in the mood to read more manga. But because I'm obviously slow when reading in Japanese, that for the first time in what feels like a long time, I started reading manga in English again, and I've been able to get through chapters so quickly, and it's felt so good. I really liked it. I may talk about those manga, but that's for another video. Anyway, yeah, overall really enjoyed this manga. Of course I had some difficulty with it, but I did have I noticed some positives with it as well, so I'm still encouraged to keep on reading in Japanese, yeah. That'll be it from me today. Please let me know if you've been reading Spy Family in English or Japanese or any other language. Have you been enjoying it? Let me know. Let me know your favourite bit of Anya. I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. So goodbye for now, and remember, may your grammar be structured and your vocabulary varied. Bye!